We've been working within our expense report a while. Now let's say, hypothetically, we've moved it on to a level in which we're ready to share it with some other people, have them take a look, perhaps give us some feedback, and just generally some reviewing of our template, our expense report. So let's go ahead and enter the Backstage by hitting the File tab. And in the Backstage, the first pane that we run across is the Info pane, and we'll see that there's a variety of options here. Let's say that we want to title it, so we'll say Expenses Template. We'll add some tags. Now what tags do is if the document is shared on SharePoint, or if you want it to be more easily locatable when it's in a library of documents. Maybe this is an expense report that specifically has to do with this fiscal year. So we can put FY13 on it, or with this, I think we're in fiscal year 12 actually. So FY12. So somebody who's searching for FY12 information would very readily run across this document. We could add some categories. Expense report might be a category. We could enter, I don't know, a variety of different things under categories. Now, these will be saved with the document so that people searching and reviewing the document can know exactly what they're looking at. The next thing I'd like to point out to you is we have the ability to take a look at the workbook and assess whether or not, okay, if somebody's using an old version Excel, are they going to be able to open this document? Are we going to, if we try and save it under a different file format, are we going to lose areas of data or functionality? If we go to check issues, we do check compatibility, it'll take a look and it'll start reporting to us, okay, people who are using Excel 97 through Excel 2003 won't be able to get the full functionality out of this. So it'll give you some warnings, a lot of which are not going to be relevant because most of your users are probably going to be using Office 2013 as well. So now let's say we've reviewed our document, we added our attributes, and now we're ready to actually send it around, route it around to some people. There's a lot of different options that are available to us now. We'll go back to our Backstage, we'll go to the Share tab, and we'll see that we can share this document, we can invite people to view it. In this particular case, this document is saved onto a SkyDrive. Now, by saving it onto a SkyDrive, what that allows me to do is I can actually invite people to view the document without sending them the actual document. Let's take a look at that. If I start entering an address here, we'll go pat@tailspintoysoutlook.com. I can say, all right, I want to invite Pat to take a look at this, but I only want him to view it. I don't want him to be able to actually look at it. I could grab people from my address book, of course, and I can enter a message if I want. And then I want to actually know that it's him, so I want him to sign into the site before he does it, and then I'm going to hit share. What's going to happen is Pat's going to receive an email address, or an email, and in the email is going to be a link that he can click on, and his browser will open it up. It'll open up the spreadsheet, and he'll be only able to view the document by hitting share here. So if I wanted to share it, but I wanted to send it, maybe I wanted to send it through an instant messaging utility, I can get a sharing link. I can go create a view link, and I can copy this, and I can paste this into my chat application or my instant messenger or email if I like. If I wanted one where they could actually edit the document, I could create a link for that as well. And once again, these people who access these links will be able to access the document off the internet without having to download it. They'll be opening it up in their browser. I have the ability to post to social networks. I can email it if you have Outlook installed. This eases the ability to, I could of course go to Outlook, I could open up a new mail, I could copy and I could paste. There's a much shorter way of accessing the same thing. I can send it as a link, or I can attach the whole thing and send the actual file itself. Or let's say I want to send it to somebody, I don't want them to actually be able to extract the data and just simply suck it into another thing, somebody claiming credit for my work, for example, or something like that. You can send it as a PDF or an XPS, and they would just get the representation of the data as opposed to the actual data in the cells. In Office 2013, there has been added the ability to present things online. If you have Microsoft Link installed, I could use this option to actually pull the thing up in a link communication with a coworker and actually discuss and work my way through it and present it online. And another shortcut to the same thing, it will allow you to send a link through instant messaging to share this as well. So you can see there's a wide variety of different options by which you can share things. Now, if I go to, let's go back to inviting people, and we already visited whether or not they can view or share things, and email. And then oh, that's right. The final thing I wanted to revisit is I wanted to talk about exporting. Now, let's say I wanted to save the document. I wanted to save it so that people without using Excel, people who do not have Excel available, can actually open it. We can save it as a text document. Now, previously that was under Save As, now I can export. I can export it as a PDF if I don't want them to actually manipulate the data very easily, or if I want to change the file type to a previous version of Excel, or I could actually save it to text, which is tab delimited, or comma separated values, or some other file formats as well. I could save it here. So you see there's a variety of different ways you can save the file in different formats. You can share through different options, and there's a lot of integration with using SkyDrive and the cloud, and this makes it very easy to share documents. So I'm going to give you a chance to experiment with some of those.